Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lion's Pride. I'm Steve Murray, principal of Chelmsford High School. Each month we celebrate 2 seniors from each house. We recognize these students for their academic success as well as their countless activities and programs that these students participate in that make Chelmsford High School one of the best high schools in the state. This recognition and show would not be possible without the generosity and support of the Chelmsford Rotary Club. They have sponsored this program for over 30 years. So without further ado, let's meet our deans and our students of the month. And now we'll go to Emerson House to introduce Emerson's first student of the month for May, Dean MacNeil.
Thank you. We are so honored to have Abby Rice as our first student of the month for the month of May for Emerson House. Abby, thank you for being here. Question for you, out of all your 4 years here at Chelmsford High School, what is the one class that is, stuck out to you as the most moving or what you learned the most from?
Probably AP Language and Composition my junior year. I feel like I really learned a lot despite it being online, about writing and about how to compose good arguments.
And so what do you look forward to next year?
I'm looking forward to studying more in depth the science that I want to study. I'm planning on studying neuroscience at Holy Cross, and I hope to do research there.
What got you involved in neuroscience? Is it a family or is it or a class you took? Or?
I took biology freshman year, and we did a unit about the brain, and that was really interesting.
What do you hope to do with the neuroscience degree?
I'm not sure yet. I think I want to go to grad school and maybe do research there.
That is so cool.
And notice also you're a swimmer. How did the swim season go? And
it was good.
Are you an active swimmer currently?
No, not anymore. But the swim season was fun. We placed 3rd in D2 states, I think. I'm not sure the exact placing. But yeah, it was good.
That's impressive.
Abby, what made you want to become a student mentor? I know you're a part of that.
I just really wanted to help younger students get acclimated to Chelmsford High School.
And I know you have the National Honor Society. What's been the focus of the National Honor Society? What have they done this year? I know it's been difficult with COVID, and the things they've done in the past probably haven't.
We've just been connecting community service to academic opportunities, and that's been really an interesting opportunity to have.
Next year at Holy Cross, do you plan on getting involved in the community there? Is there any clubs or groups you want to join?
Yeah, I probably am going to join a community service group or something like that. There's Holy Cross for a Cure, which is you help organize fundraisers to benefit cancer patients.
That's awesome.
You've put 12 long years, hard years. You've done really well. We're proud of you. Is there any adult outside of school, in school, that say, hey, they really helped me through this and it's been great?
Probably just my mom. She's been really supportive, and that's good.
That's awesome.
Well, that is all the time we have left. And when I say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary, who sponsors this, and the administration at Chelmsford High School, we want to say congratulations on being Emerson's May Student of the Month. We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. And our second student of the month, I'll turn to Dean MacNeil to introduce.
Our second student of the month for the month of May for Emerson is Chloe Dagostino. Chloe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
As your time here, you've been here for 4 years. What is the one class that kind of motivated you to go into the next step?
I think it has to be kind of a tie for me. I'm also a very artsy person, but I think being challenged by my AP biology course this year has really moved me because I'm very analytical, so I really like to hear all the sciencey stuff, but at the same time with AP biology, there's so much more. There's ethics, there's all this stuff about heredity and genetics and percentages, and I'm not really into math too much, but I really love science. So having that science class that's not super math focused has been really helpful for me in sort of discovering what I want to do in the future. And along with that, also my improv classes, my music classes, all that stuff as well. I really enjoyed here because we have the best teachers who are amazing. My AP biology teacher, Dr. Tanini, I can ask her anything and she'll have an answer for me about biology. It's wonderful. I love it so much because I'll just be why does my arm fall asleep sometimes? And she can give me a perfect answer. And I'm like, that's awesome.
You want to have those answers
Yes.
one day?
So you're involved in a lot. You do a cappellas, theater guild, you said the improv class. How have any of those skills out there have translated to school and what you'll be doing next year, do you think?
They've definitely made me a more, not dramatic person, but more outgoing person, I'd say. I'm pretty introverted for the most part. I keep to myself a lot of the time. But through all of those things with music and theater, I've found ways to express myself and sort of find the person I want to be. Because when you go on stage, you're not yourself, you're you, but 10 times better. Because you have a selected amount of time where you can be whoever you want to be.
That's pretty cool. Reinventing.
Chloe, how did you get involved in the a cappella program?
I've always wanted to do a cappella. I started music choir in the 4th grade. So starting in the 4th grade, I've been singing with, every choir every year. And in middle school, that was a really big aspiration of mine to do a cappella. So my freshman year, I got super excited to audition. I prepared everything, and then I got rejected. And at first I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. Never again will I audition. But then auditions rolled around the next year, and I was like, this is the year I'm going to do it. And I got in that time. So my sophomore year until now, I've been part of a cappella, and it's been so rewarding, not only because I got to, go back to a failure and make it into something I succeeded in. I've also become like the social media manager of the group, along with Kaylin Dushman. And with that, it's just been great to be able to rise from not getting in to having a leadership position.
Awesome. What are your plans next year?
I'm going to Hampshire College next year in Amherst. And I'm going to major, they don't really have like straight up majors, but like focus more in like psychoanalysis, neurology, and music.
That's excellent. It's a great school.
Yes, I'm super excited about it, super inventive.
Yeah, very much so.
Chloe, if you could give your freshman self a piece of advice, what would you say?
I would say definitely learn to be yourself more. I know for me, I had like this whole problem through my my middle and high school journey of not ever finding who I was until actually the pandemic happened. And then I was basically stuck with myself for a long time. And I realized who I was not who I was being. So I needed to make a change, so I made it. And even if not everybody loves it, I am definitely enjoying living this life more than one where I'm not myself.
That's wise. Very good.
Great.
Well, I want to say congratulations on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club who sponsored this program and on behalf of the CHS administration. We're proud of you and being one of Emerson's May Students of the Month. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chloe.
Now this brings us to Hawthorne House, and we can talk about May Students of the Month from Hawthorne with Dean Blagg.
Thanks, Principal Murray. I'm really excited to introduce Grace Matson as one of our Students of the Month for May in Hawthorne House. Grace is an outstanding student who really pushes herself to take some really challenging courses and has done quite well in them. So she's an outstanding student, very curious, very inquisitive, but also very involved in our school community. Been very, very heavily involved in our theater guild. Has been a star as a stage manager and helping to really run the whole operation. So she, soup to nuts, she has her hand in that. She's also been a big part of our mentor program and part of our executive board this year. It's made great strides this year, and she's been a big part of that. Also writes for the Alumni Association. So there's not too much she doesn't do. She's gonna be heading to Emerson College in the fall, and she'll be doing writing and literature and publishing as a focus. But just a tremendous student and a great kid. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, we see a lot of stuff. You see the drama club and theater guild. We see the actors on stage and the music in the pit. But there's also so much goes on behind scenes. So you're the stage manager. Can you give me a little idea of what your day is like in these productions?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the fall musical, we usually start talking about production in the summer. And for that, as stage manager, I'm in charge of making the schedule, planning out like when we're learning which scenes and which songs and which dances. So I'm a part of every single rehearsal, like getting us started and also just planning every rehearsal and getting coordinated with what we need for that specific day. And then when it comes time for the show, I'm back in the booth and I call all the lighting cues and the sound cues and also anything that moves on stage. So I'm there with like 300 cues to call throughout the show. It's a really draining job. It's a lot of responsibility, but I've really enjoyed it and learned how to like grow as a leader, and I've really appreciated that experience.
It showed.
Sure. And I mean, one of the things that I'm sure you've had to learn how to do is to think on your feet and triage when something goes wrong unexpectedly. Can you think of a time where you had to like, oh my God, everything went wrong, but the show needs to go on and there's an audience in the seats? What do we do?
Absolutely, yeah. That's pretty easy to think about, actually.
Yeah, right, it happens.
This past fall, we did Pippin for our fall musical, and it was so much fun. Though in one scene, we had this bed on wheels, and one of the wheels broke and fell off. Luckily, we had two amazing actors on that bed, and they were able to add some improv in to make up for it. But I was on headset, and I was like, please go get Jonathan. He'll know what to do. Just put a block of wood under there. Have him sneak on during this next transition. We can't have anyone fall off the bed or get hurt. So moments like that, it's probably like the most stressed I've ever felt. But then after it, you're like, it's okay. I made it through that. I can make it through the next thing too.
Maybe that's something to take forward just going forward, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then, so I know Dean Blagg mentioned a little earlier in the time we have left. What are your plans next year?
So next year I'm going to Emerson College, and I'm planning to major in writing, literature, and publishing. With that program, you can either like focus on publishing or creative writing. So I really want to try my hand at those different things and see what I like the best. And they have a lot of other great programs too. So I'm excited.
Yeah, be surrounded by so many creative and hardworking, kind of cool people. It's going to be a great experience. I'm jealous. I wish I was going with you.
Well, we're really proud of you. And on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and behalf of the CHS administration, we say congratulations on being one of Hawthorne's May Students of the Month. We wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Good
it.
for you, Grace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we're at the second Student of the Month from Hawthorne, turn to Dean Blagg.
Thanks, Principal Murray. I'm really excited to announce Ben Hogan as one of our May Students of the Month for Hawthorne House. Ben's an outstanding student, takes his studies very seriously, works incredibly hard, is very directed and hardworking, and loves his classes, first and foremost. But beyond that, he's also been just a huge member of our athletic programs. He's been a mainstay on the football team and on the lacrosse team that he's currently doing a great job this year as part of the D polls there, right? He's working really hard, tough kid, tough hombre, works really hard, but always plays with a lot of sportsmanship and integrity, which is I appreciate. Yeah. On top of that, he's been part of the freshman mentor program and a class representative. Overall, he's a gentleman. He's a scholar athlete, so just a great kid, very good person, well liked by so many different kinds of kids here. So really proud of him. He's heading to UNH. He's taken on a difficult major, mechanical engineering.
I wish people told me before, but I decided,
But it's going to be great, and you're up to the challenge. There's no question about it. You'll do great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you're truly a leader. You're really with the football program and the lacrosse program. If you're, what do you hope that our underclassmen take from your example?
I mean, really, one of the things that I hope they understand is that just because like the captains are captains doesn't mean the other guys can't lead. Because I wasn't a captain this year in the fall football season. I was one of the guys in the back. And even just your actions, the way that you present yourself, the way you try every day in practice, it just shows the other kid and it sets an example for everyone else to try hard. So I think it's really important to lead, even if you're not in the spotlight, if you're not a captain.
That's wise.
Yeah, absolutely. Shifting back to academics for a while, because you are a really good student and take it very seriously. What's been a course that's really lit a fire under you that inspired you to maybe even make the choice to look into engineering?
One of the classes that I really liked was last year in physics class, believe it or not. I was in honors physics, and everyone always struggled with it, but something about the concepts I just really enjoyed, and I liked the way it was all laid out. It was all nice, logical, and I'm good in math, so it worked out in my favor there. So it was easy to solve the problems, and then a lot of the concepts were easy for me to understand, and I like the way it works.
When you go to UNH next year, and you're obviously going to be focused on your academics, what are things you're going to be doing to kind of rejuvenate and recharge yourself outside of your studies?
Outside the studies, I mean, that's the big part of athletics for me is I have the time where I sit down, I do my homework, and I kind of put my nose down and grind. And then when I go play sports with all my buddies, it's really like a getaway, home away from home, and I can kind of get my mind off school. And then when I go back to do more work, it's not as brutal. It's easier to get it done.
That's great.
Yeah, good for you. Is there somebody in the building or, either through, academics and activities or in the sports field that has made a big impact on you as a person here at Chelmsford High School?
Yeah, I'd say Coach Demers, my freshman year, believe it or not, the freshman football team, we weren't very good, but he always would run us to death. We'd run thousands and thousands of yards at practice. And at the time, it didn't really seem like it was important for any reason, but not only did it teach us how to work hard at practice, but also brought us together as a team because we're all suffering together, doing the same painful sprints and push-ups and sit-ups and all that crazy stuff. So it really opened my eyes to the importance of hard work.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Well, I want to say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and CHS administration, I want to say congratulations on being one of Hawthorne's May Students of the Month. We're really proud of you. Great job.
Thank you very much.
Way to go, Ben. Good for you.
Wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
Then I'll turn it over to Dean MacIsaac.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. First of the month for May is Lila Algom. Lila is currently enrolled in AP Research, AP French, AP Psychology, AP English 12, Pre-Calculus. She's in the Mentor Internship Program, and Reality Check. Lila is a member of the National Honor Society, the National French Honor Society, the National Music Honor Society, and the National English Honor Society, a lot of honor societies. She's achieved the highest academic achievement award, grade 9, recipient of Emerging Leader Award, and the Massachusetts Educational Theater Guild preliminary finalist of some of her accomplishments. She's involved in many things at the school, especially the extracurriculars, the president and secretary of the Give Club. She is the secretary of the Student Mentor Program of the Executive Board, secretary of the Triumph National Music Honor Society. Wow, this is incredible. She is very well known for her singing. She's in the a cappella group, the Crescendos, class reps, Student Mentor Program. She was also involved with the Civic Action Club. Outside of school, if there's any time for anything else, Lyla does some things in the community, a lot of community service with church groups and things like that. Welcome, Lyla. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I forgot to remember, next year you're going to Temple University.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your plans next year when you go to Temple? When you get out of here?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in music therapy and minoring in psychology. So I'm really excited for that.
Okay. Tell us about your music career here. Obviously, you and some of your classmates are a very well-known group for singing and performing with the Theater Guild and all the plays and productions. Like, what has your experience been at CHS, and kind of what are some good things you can take from it moving forward in the rest of your life, and obviously in school? Yeah,
so before high school, I knew I kind of had a passion for singing, and so when I came into the high school, there was just so many opportunities here with the a cappella, with the Theater Guild, and just kind of gigs here and there that teachers are asking around for singers, and so that was just really cool for me and really just helped me kind of like discover that passion and kind of lead it more toward school next year, knowing that that's what I wanted to do. And so just being more confident and learning how the background of music, not just knowing that something I like to do, but kind of learning more about it. And so there were a lot of cool classes here and ways to get involved and stuff like that. So.
Out of all the productions, singing, theater, everything, I guess what was like the highlight? What was your best experience on stage here?
Yeah, so actually this fall we put on a musical. It was Pippin, and I played the role of Catherine. She's kind of like a playful and silly character. So that was really fun, and just being on stage with my friends that I'd made all through high school, it was just a great experience. Yeah.
Great. All of your other boards and clubs and things you're doing, clearly you're a leader, right? Secretary, president. What are some things the Give Club is doing and other groups you're working with for community service and stuff like that? Yeah, so in Give Club, I kind of oversee the club. I started as a sophomore, and so I really just fell in love with the kind of things that we're doing. Something that I'm really passionate about, we kind of do throughout the year, is the Teacher of the Month. So we students will write up a little blurb and we'll kind of post their compliments for a few teachers a month and put it on their board, and just seeing how that makes them feel positive and just kind of acknowledging that they're great and we love them. So it's really just a nice thing that we do. Yeah, I would say.
That's great.
This is cool.
Oh, well, our time is up, believe it or not. It went by really fast. So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club and the CHS administration, I want to say, Lila, congratulations on being one of Whittier's Students of the Month. We're really proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And now, Dean McIsaac will introduce the second student of the month from Whittier House.
Thank you, Mrs. Murray. Our second student of the month for May is Aiden Fung. Aiden is currently enrolled in AP English, AP Statistics, AP Calculus BC, AP French, guitar, honors band, honors anatomy and physiology. He is a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, and the French National Honor Society. He has also been awarded the Seal of Biliteracy, which we are going to be talking about today. Outside of school, or other things that he does at school, he's involved with the door painting project at the high school, which we'll talk about. The hallways are looking brighter and brighter every day, which we appreciate. Class reps and a 4-year member of the swim and dive team. Next year, he plans to attend UMass Boston and study biology. Welcome, Aiden. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Let's talk about the door project. So I feel like about a year ago or so ago, you
Yes.
and a bunch of other students kind of took it upon yourselves to do this door painting project. Kind of tell us what you're doing with it.
Yeah, so we're painting all the doors, working with all the teachers to try and bring a little bit of life. Instead of the maroon doors, they're wicked plain.
Yeah.
So glad that I could be a part of it and work with him and work with Larry and Mahi and Jenny to try and do something that's good for the school, something that's creative, and something that hopefully will continue down the line with the next classes of students.
We appreciate it as well.
Brought together a myriad of talented people. The work they do on those doors are beautiful. It's amazing.
Did you work on any specific door yourself?
Not on my own
Not
yet.
gonna take credit for
Yeah.
it?
I worked together with the group on Mr. Shea's door,
Yeah.
Miss Collins's door, and right now I am working on Miss Sullivan's door on my own, but
right.
I don't know how that's going to turn
I have
out.
to check it out. My favorite is Miss Collins because it looks just like her and it looks like the person in The Incredibles, which isn't The Incredibles the little lady? The little lady?
Yeah, yep.
That's I have young kids. Swim and dive, big member, right? 4 years.
Yes.
Kind of some highlights of that. Obviously, Mr. Vitale is listed as someone who you have a good relationship with. I'm assuming it's because of swimming.
Exactly.
What was your experience at Chelmsford High School? It has a pretty good, long-standing history of successful teams and competitive swimmers, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. Mr. Vitale is a great mentor and a great coach, and the team is incredibly close. We're all pretty much like a second family. This year was incredibly tough, just given the nature of our sport, and it coincided with the Omicron wave of the pandemic, and that was, hit us a little bit harder than some of the other sports, and like just the school in general, just given that we can't wear masks in the water.
Yeah.
So, we were hit incredibly hard in that regard, but, we all came back towards the end, more or less, and we all worked hard, tried our best, and we were all together, and that's what mattered.
Good.
Yeah.
Class reps, involvement with that, pep rally, all the good stuff. Anything stand out for you, with your involvement?
I worked on some of the, restaurant fundraisers, some of the small things here and there to get a little bit of extra cash, but nothing. I didn't work on too much on the big stuff, but a lot of the small, nitty-gritty clerical work in the background that I worked on.
Good. I think a lot of funds have been raised, which is
Yeah.
good. Outside of school, a lot of swimming, right? Instructing, lifeguarding. Do you do that at a specific place or kind of wherever you're needed?
Yeah, so I work at the Boys and Girls Club in Billerica, and I've worked there for a few years now, and it's so much joy working with all the kids and trying to teach them how to swim because, in my opinion, I think it's an important life skill to know how to swim, and I'm very grateful that I can teach these kids how to swim so that they can have fun and are safe if they ever go out in the water.
Yeah, which is a very important life skill for sure. Biology. What's kind of led us into the biology field, and our next step in life?
I've always had an affinity for biology. I've always excelled at it. I had Miss Thailinda my freshman year, and then I had Dr. Tanini for AP Bio the following year. So I've had a very steady stream of biology, and although I might not go down the med route, but like research has always been something that I've been interested in, and biology just sticks out to me.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's a good program.
And so if you were to think of any adult in your life outside of school or in school that had an impact on you, that helped you make you as successful as you are today, does anyone stand out?
Definitely Mr. Vitale. Yeah, just as a coach, as a teacher, he's incredibly funny. He's incredibly smart, incredibly intelligent, has a very objective view and everything, and it's always there for to help you or to give you advice for whatever you need.
That's great. Well, our time is up. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club and CHS administration, I want to say congratulations on being one of Whittier's students in the month of May. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Congrats, Aiden.
This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Lastly, congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.